Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Senator Johnson Timba has launched the Defend the Constitution platform. And somebody was asking me, are you going to support it? My answer is very simple. I'm not going to support it. Because that platform will at best stop ED 2030 agenda, but at the cost of Zanu PF rigging 2028 elections and perpetuating the dictatorship. In my view, stopping the ED 2030 agenda will be a Pyrrhic victory at best. And for that reason, I cannot support it. Let's just listen to what this platform is all about.
Good evening, Zimbabwe. This is Change Radio News. Today is Thursday, 22 January 2026. The news is read by Divine Nambira. Here are the news headlines. Senator Jameson Timba launches Defend the Constitution platform. Zanu PF's anti-presidential criticism group, a threat to freedom of speech. And Makonde community raises alarm over river pollution. And now for the news in detail. A new civic coalition, the Defend the Constitution platform DCP, has been launched following a national meeting in Gweru last month. The platform's convener, Senator Jameson Timba, said the DCP brings together political parties, civic groups, churches, labor organizations, youths, students, war veterans, and other citizens to defend and promote the full implementation of Zimbabwe's constitution. The coalition has raised concerns about attempts to extend presidential tenure to 2030, describing the move as unconstitutional and a threat to democracy. It says any changes to term limits must go through public consultation and a national referendum. The DCP also criticized the alleged misuse of the Constitutional Court for political purposes and warned against abuse of public funds, citing concerns raised by the Auditor General.
We can stop it there. For those of you who are not familiar, Senator Jameson Timba is one of the CCC senators. We would not be talking about this defense platform to defend the constitution. If he, Chamisa, Changirai, and all the other MDC leaders had implemented the democratic reforms when they had the golden opportunity to do so. Some people will quickly jump in and say, well, that's water under the bridge. What are we going to do now? Well, it is water under the bridge. I totally agree. But it is also important to understand who we are dealing with. So we go back, the 2008 to 2013 GNU was the golden opportunity to implement the democratic reforms. You have to understand, so why did MDC leaders fail to implement even one reform? The answer to that, and this has been well documented, is that Zanu PF, Robert Mugabe, bribed the MDC leadership with the trappings of high office, and they forgot about the reforms. That is the truth. And post-GNU, following the GNU debacle, the MDC CCC leaders have participated in flawed elections, knowing fully well that the process is flawed, knowing fully well that by participating, they were giving Zanu PF legitimacy and perpetuating the dictatorship. If you understand that, you will also understand why MDC CCC leaders are Zanu PF Team B in all but name. They've been participating in flawed elections to make sure Team A wins and Team A has legitimacy. They didn't care that the price of that was perpetuating the dictatorship itself and the suffering of the ordinary people. They didn't care about that. Jameson Timba is a senator. In 2023, he participated, he put his name forward into those elections. And went along with Chamisa's nonsense of I've plugged all the vote rigging loopholes, because he too wanted the people to participate in those flawed elections. And even when SADC leaders had condemned those election processes as flawed, Timba and company went on to take up their seats on the gravy train seats, giving the process legitimacy. Him, David Coltart, Fadzayi Mahere, and all these other people. Yes, the likes of Fadzayi Mahere and Ostalos and others failed to hang on to their gravy train seats because of the activities of Sengezo Tshabangu. But people must understand that Sengezo Tshabangu came onto the scene when the damage had already been done. MDC CCC had already participated and given Zanu PF legitimacy. The challenge in 2023 was that we should stop participating in flawed elections to give Zanu PF legitimacy. That was forgotten on the basis of Chamisa's lie that he had plugged all the vote rigging loopholes. Completely brushed aside. Nearly 2 million people participated in those elections on the belief that Chamisa had plugged the vote rigging loopholes. He even evoked the name of God, that it was God's plan for him to win those elections. Let me tell you now, Senator Timba and all the other MDC-CCC leaders are hell-bent on participating in flawed 2028 elections with not even one meaningful reform implemented. This time, one of the covers they're going to use is that we are fighting to defend the Constitution. But if you participate in 2028 flawed elections, you will give Zanu PF legitimacy because Zanu PF will rig those elections. Make no mistake about it. They've not implemented even one token reform. So even if you manage at the end of the day to stop Zanu changing the Constitution to extend Mnangagwa's rule, if Zanu PF wins, rigs the elections, and perpetuate the dictatorship, you will still have a Zanu PF dictator as president. I think people should stop being so naive as to think that stopping Mnangagwa whilst you've failed to stop the Zanu PF dictatorship itself would change anything. This is the same kind of mentality people had in 2017. They were so focused on removing Mugabe, they thought Mnangagwa coming in would be better. I think we should stop being so myopic. The most important thing here, the most important battle here is stopping Zanu PF rigging the elections, the 2028 elections, and stopping the likes of Senator Timba calling people to participate in those flawed elections to give the vote rigging Zanu PF legitimacy. That is the most important battle here. Timba and others will make a big song and dance about this defending the Constitution because they want to draw attention away from the fact that they are hell-bent on participating in flawed 2028 elections out of greed. So to the people of Zimbabwe, you should stop fighting a battle that will only give you Pyrrhic victory at the cost of perpetuating the dictatorship. I can't explain it any better than that, but that is the truth. We are going to hear a lot about this platform from the likes of Change Radio, their cheerleader. They would want to give people the impression that this is where the battle is being fought. And we should all pay attention to it. This is just a smoke screen. The real battle is making sure Zanu PF does not get legitimacy in 2028. And you deny them that legitimacy by making sure that people do not participate again in a flawed election, which they know is flawed. Think about it. Thank you. Have a good day.